Into this video, I'll show you guys how to design this funeral magazine in CorelDraw. So without any further ado, let's jump straight to the video. All right, welcome to CorelDraw, guys. So what we're going to do now is get our paper size. So the size we'll be making use of is A3 to A4 fold. So to get that, come over to your page size and select A3. Do you understand? So this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is we're going to change the orientation to landscape. So come over to your property bar, select landscape. Do you understand? In case you're in a hurry, please, you can go to where you want to go to. Then come back and watch this video. I don't like it when I'm explaining to understand, for you guys to understand, and somebody is telling me in the comment section that I talk too much. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on our rectangle tool this way to bring it to the workspace which we have here. Now we're going to remove the fill color. Do you understand? Now we have removed the fill color by clicking on this thumbnail on top of the color palette. There's one white stuff there that has a slash, red slash on it. Just click on it, it will take it out. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to divide this page in two. Do you understand? By selecting our midpoint on the rectangle tool, by dragging it to the middle, and hold Control key or Command key for those of you who are using MacBook. Select the midpoint on the right hand side, which is on the middle, then flip it to the left. Now highlight everything using Ctrl+A, or you can just simply use your mouse and highlight this way. Click and drag this way to highlight. Do you understand? Now you can zoom in this way, then select this midpoint. You can see there's a gap between the worksheet and the rectangle. So now drag this way and you get a perfect page size. All right, now what we're going to do now is get our margin. All right, so the reason for the margin is in case when you're done printing and you're done doing every other thing and you want to trim it, so that the trimming or the cutting will not affect the inner pages. Do you understand? If you do, please share this video. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our rectangle tool and draw this way to create our margin. Now select your pick tool and drop by clicking on the empty space. What I mean by empty space is this blank thing here. Then come back to your property bar, select your unit. This is your unit over here. Look at my mouse. Don't stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Look at your screen and learn. Now select inches, then drag this way, or select the rectangle. Then come over to your page size, then select 0.7 by 0.7. So somebody will still ask me in the comment section, why are you selecting 0.7 by 0.7? But hold on. This does not apply. Now it has applied. Now the reason why I'm selecting 0.7 by 0.7 is because I do not want, just consider the inner pages, the volume of the inner pages. That's how you can calculate that. Do you understand? So we're going to press letter T by taking it to the top, then press letter L to take it to the left. Some of you say this thing doesn't work for you guys, but watch closely and learn. Now bring in your rectangle tool. Bring this horizontal and the vertical one. Now select it, hold shift, then press. When you're holding shift, hold shift on your, how will I explain this to you? You know the shift key on your keyboard, press it, then use your mouse and click on this rectangle tool, then to select both of them like this. So once you select both of them, press letter B. Just leave everything and use your finger like this. Press letter B. Then it will bring that thing to the bottom. Letter B is to take it to the bottom. Do you understand? Then zoom in to see clearly. Those of us who use glasses. Now hold shift, select, use letter R to take it to the right. Letter R is for the right. Do you understand? Then select the box, hold shift, select the one on the right, press letter L to take it to the left. Do you understand? In case you don't understand, drop me a comment in the comment section below. Now select this box, press hold shift, then click on the box, then press letter R to take it to the right. Now bring this one, then you can basically zoom out and delete this box. Look at the box I deleted. Look at it, the one on red. That's the one I deleted. Delete it. It's done with its work. Now basically what you're going to do is bring in this ruler to the middle to demarcate. Now you have a perfect margin. Do you understand? So now we're going to highlight everything by using Control or Command A, or right click and select. Sorry, click and drag and to select. Do you understand? Then come to that thumbnail I told you guys and left click on it. Left click simply means this one. Do you understand? Left click, right click, left click, right click. So that is it, guys. So the next thing you're going to do is you can see the before and you can see the after. You can see the before, you can see the after. Now I'm going to import the images for this tutorial. Now to do that, come over to File, select Import. All right. Once you select Import, shortcut is Control+I. It will bring these boxes. Just select where the file is saved. So I'm going to go to Download and select this. Now this is what you're going to have. So select everything and click on Import. Then click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. So that is it, guys. Basically, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to basically scale this up. All right. I'll scale this up. So this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is drag this guy, drag this over here. Then right click and select power clip. Then place it into this frame using the arrow. Then right click again, select edit power clip this way. Then drag this up, drag this up, drag this up this way. And this is what you're going to have. So the client said we're going to make use of sky blue, gold, and white. Do you understand? Now, what we're going to do now is come over here to this notepad. This is where our texts are. So we're going to copy this. This is the one for the front page. So we're going to copy it, select our text tool, paste it over here. Now this is the text we're going to make use of for the front cover. So I'm going to just drag this one and highlight it, use Ctrl+X to cut it, then place this one here. Now the next thing you're going to do is we're going to break this apart, and what we're going to do is we're going to break this one here, break it apart using Ctrl+K. Then the font I'll be making use of this is called, let's use this font. That's not the font, guys. I wrote down the font here, so this is the font. And once you come here, you type it over here. So this is the font. If you don't have the font, I'll put out the names for you guys to go and download. So I'm going to place this guy over here. Then for this one, this is the name of the font we're going to make use of. All right, this is the name of the font we're going to make use of. Not this one, not this one, not this one. So let's go with this. Let's go with this. So I'm going to change it to uppercase using Shift F3. All right, select uppercase. This is the font we're going to make use of. So I'm going to select my shape tool and reduce the spacing this way. Now I'm going to drag this guy over here. Once I do that, I'm going to drag this one over here and do this. That's what you're going to have. So next one I'm going to do is we're going to break it apart using Ctrl+K. So once you break it apart, this guy has gone on its own. This one has gone on its own. That's the meaning of break apart. Now the next thing we're going to do is, remember the client said sky blue. So from the outfit our daddy is wearing, he has a sky blue on his robe. So we're going to select our eyedropper tool, select this sky blue. Remember we're using CMYK as color mode. So I'm going to drop this guy here, and that is it. So that is the sky blue. So but basically I think I'm cool with this sky blue, but it's cyan kind of, but it's sky blue. You can use this sky blue. Now I'm going to select my rectangle tool and draw a box this way. Make sure you don't go out of frame. Do you understand? Then I'm going to give it this gold color. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the text, use shift page up to bring it forward. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a white color. So once I do that, this is what I'm going to have. This is what I'm going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our shadow tool, apply a shadow over here. Do you understand? So once you do that, come over to the shadow preset on the property bar. Then come over to, let's use flat top left. So once you have that, you can just bring this guy over here. Then break it apart using Ctrl+K. That's, you're breaking the text and the shadow apart. Then you can drag the shadow over here, drag it this way. All right. So you're bringing this guy this way. So you can see it's kind of giving us a 3D kind of vibe. Then I'm going to select this gold, and give it, I want to make it a sharp gold. Then I'm going to come over to this and increase this a bit, All right, so you can see our before, you can see our after, you can see our before, you can see our after. Now I'm going to select all this, cut it, right click on the box, go into the frame this way, paste it, then select your image and use shift page up to bring it forward so that it will basically stay on top of the text. Do you understand? Now this is it. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come over to this. If you notice on most of my designs, I always use this caption, heaven newest star. All right, so I'm going to place that here. Then I'm going to use font Bebas as the font here. Then this guy, the font always comes with some funny stuff. It doesn't support all these apostrophe blah blah blah. So I'm going to change this one to, let's use Arial for it, so we get this. All right, I'm going to select my shape tool and drag this one over here this way. Then bring this guy over here. Then let's give it the gold color this way. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in this star, zoom out, reduce it, and we're going to give him a 6 star. 6, but I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is okay, which is okay, which is okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reduce this, take this one up, then we're going to scale this again, bring it down, take it to the left or to the right a bit, and that is what we're going to have. So we're going to just basically use this one and scale this up. Then I'm going to come over to this and cut the dates for the funeral program and the time. We're going to reduce this one over here. Then we're going to change the font to what? Montserrat. All right, so we're going to use Montserrat font. Reduce this guy over here. Bring it just over here. Use our shape tool. Reduce the font spacing. Bring this guy and you can just align it with this letter M. All right. Now that is fine, guys. So the next thing we're going to do, so we're going to come over to this and cut this one, bring it over here. All right. So this is what we're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in my rectangle to draw a box over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it this blue color, and we're going to make the blue a bit dark. All right. Bring this guy here and bring this guy here. I'm going to use my transparency tool, feather out this edge this way, then select this white thumbnail over here, this one. Then you're going to reduce the opacity so you can reveal. Like I told you guys, it is either used to reveal or hide. Now this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to change the font, the color font to this so we can see properly. Now I'm going to cut this one, bring this guy here. Then I'm going to bring this one over here and I'm going to change the font to this. All right, so let's use this font. Let's use this font and see. All right, so this is the font we're going to make use of. I'm going to use my shape tool over here and bring this guy over here. Do you understand? I'm going to drag this one, select this one, change the font to Montserrat, and what we're going to do is we're going to reduce this one over here and place it just underneath it. Do you understand? Can bring this guy over here, and that is it. So for this, I'm going to break it apart. and scale this one this way, and that is what we're gonna have. This one this way. So for this, we're gonna just change this one to light yellow. It's kind of goldish, but we're gonna just leave that to light yellow. So I'm gonna bring this guy and place it over here. Right, so once I do that, I'm gonna bring this one, place it just right here. Then the next thing I'm going to do is let's cut this one and give it 62. So that will be the fonts for this one. All right, we're going to just copy this. Let's copy this font. All right, let's change the font to this one. All right, so we're going to bold it, bring it over here, come over to the color thumbnail over here, and select this deep gold. All right, then this one will be, we're going to type PAs over here. All right, so we're going to type PAs this way. And I'm going to use Javacom as the fonts. I'm going to reduce this guy and give it this font, bring it this one over here, and that is what we are going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to come over to this and cut this. We're going to cut these quotes. Do you understand? I'm going to cut these quotes, and I'm going to just put it over here. And we're going to reduce the font to font 8, place it here, and change the font to Montserrat. All right. Oh, this is not the quote, guys. This is not the quotes. So this is the quotes over here. All right. So I'm going to give it a black color. So I'm going to give this a black color. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to leave that to that, and we're done with the front cover. Now I'm going to come over to the back page. I'm going to draw, let me delete this. I'm going to draw a box over here. All right. I'm going to draw this box this way, and leave that to that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the fill color, and let's give it an outline so we can see. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring in this guy, scale it up, right click, select power clip, place it into this frame, and right click and select edit power clip. Then I want to bring this guy over here. All right, I'm going to select effects, select adjust, or sorry, select blur, select Gaussian blur, and I'm going to just basically increase the blurriness to 28.5 pixels. Then click on OK. I'm going to click on finish. I'm going to remove the outline. Then let's bring this guy over here, scale it up this way, bring this guy over here. Then I'm going to bring in this image, and what we're going to do is bring it to front, and I'm going to just place that over here, and we're going to use this shape tool and drag this over here. Do you understand? This is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have. So I'm going to basically drag this one up this way and drag this one up this way. So this is basically what you are going to have, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the appreciation. All right, we're going to copy appreciation, and I'm going to paste it over here. All right, so this is what we're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the font to this one, then bring it over here. Then we're going to use our shape tool and drag this to this part, then place that over there. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our text tool and draw this way. All right, bring another one here and bring another one here, making it 3. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just drag this to this part. Do you understand? So we're going to copy this text, which is the appreciation. Then we're going to paste it over here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paste this one over here. Then we're going to change the fonts to Montserrat. All right, so once you do that, we're going to change the font size to font 10. Then we're going to just place this one here. All right, then we're going to just select this one, the down node and use the arrow to place it here. So you're connecting the pages together. So we're going to highlight all and use Ctrl+J. All right. But before then, let's reduce the fonts to font 8. All right. So we're going to use font 9 for this. Let's see. So that is fine. So we're going to just use Ctrl+J to justify it. Then for the first letter, we're going to select the first letter, which is this one, letter O. Then come over to your property bar and select drop cap. Then give it this gold color. And that's what you're going to have. So for this one, you're going to just bold the family name. And we're going to leave that to that. We can bring this one here and leave that to that. So the next thing you're going to do is highlight this one. All right. And we're going to just bring this one down here a bit. So this is basically what you're going to have. So next thing we're going to do is I don't want to leave this place so empty. So I'm going to come over to this place and drag that and change the font to this. So once I change the fonts, we're going to just bring this one here. Normally, if it doesn't accept, we can use Times New Roman. All right. Can use Times New Roman and give it 10% gray. Then leave that over there. All right, so this is what you are going to have. So basically, if you generate a barcode for your stuff, you can basically get the barcode. All right, you can just get the barcode and make sure it's the barcode that relates to the work you're doing. Place it here and leave that to that. So the next thing you're going to do is you are done with this design. So this is how we design this funeral program in CorelDraw. If you have any question, please drop me a comment in the comment section below and see you guys in my next video.